Hello, in this video we are going to cover how to hack your original Xbox or the OG Xbox from back in the day using the Rocky5 soft mod. So with this you can install homebrew games, you can play DVDs from another region, you can play backups, you can install other applications, and there's a bunch of other really cool stuff that you can do as well. In this video I'm not going to cover backup games, I'm not going to cover homebrew, but I'm going to have separate videos covering that. This is literally how to go from not a soft modded hacked console to a soft modded hacked console, so you can actually do all of those things. And for those of you that aren't 100% sure what a soft mod is, it's basically a software mod where you don't actually open up the console, get like a chip and solder that on. That will be a hard mod. So this is a soft mod, a lot easier, a lot more convenient as well, and easily reversible. And I'll be creating a video like to uninstall Rocky5 if you want to do that as well. Maybe you want to resell it, whatever. Okay, so there's a few prerequisites that we will need. The first thing is if I Google Rocky5 games. The reason I've Googled this is because there's a bunch of games that are supported and some games that are not. If we go to this link, it shows right here the exploitable games. So Splinter Cell, Mech Assault, 007, Agent Under Fire, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. So you will want one of these games. I've got Splinter Cell. It says all versions of this game work, so that is actually the recommended one because it is easy to get it working with that one in terms of getting a copy that works. If you have one of these other games to hand, maybe you already own one, then just make sure it let me close this down. Make sure it essentially meets these requirements. So what the actual soft mod exploit is, it's going to be a hacked save file that will be added to our console, and that will get loaded through the game. So I'm going to be using Splinter Cell, but it's pretty self-explanatory if you use one of the others as well. So that's the game side. The other thing is we need to actually download Rocky5. So if you type in Rocky5 Xbox and go to the GitHub link, go to clone or download, go to download a zip. I'm going to cancel it because I've already got it downloaded. It is pretty big. It is over 600 megabytes, so just be patient and wait for it to download. The next thing I want to say is make sure that you've got your Xbox updated to the latest version. That's just an easy thing to do. Go on your Xbox, plug a Ethernet cable in, an internet cable, and just update it in the settings. Make sure that's done. That's just to ensure the maximum compatibility and the best experience. So yeah, the latest version does work, so that's good. The next thing is the way we're actually going to get these saves onto our Xbox is using a USB stick. If you've looked at your Xbox ever, you'll know there's no actual USB ports on there. The 4 ports at the front, which are for controllers, they're essentially like a modified USB port. So what you can get is, let me show you. If we go to Amazon, you can get one of these Xbox USB cable. No. Yeah, you can get one of these cables. So one of these cables, this end would go into your Xbox, and this end allows you to plug in a USB stick. So you will need one of these. This is actually pretty expensive at $629. If you go to eBay instead, this is where I got mine from. If you just type in Xbox original, I need to spell original correctly, original USB cable, and you can get them a little cheaper. Here's one for £2.40. But again, obviously just get it from whatever region you are from. It will probably be a different currency, might be dollars, might be something else. And obviously if you're ordering from a foreign country like Hong Kong, it probably take a little bit longer to arrive, but again, it is cheaper. So yeah, you will need one of these. So this is a prerequisite as well. So the next thing I want to cover is we will need IMG burn, and just go to download, go to Mirror 1, click the download button there and start downloading. Really small file. So what this is used for is part of the Rocky5 soft mod. There's something called an extras disk. On that, there's a bunch of cool applications. Really, there's only one or two things that we need from there, and you need to actually burn that as a disk. So that's another thing. You need to make sure your computer that you are using has a, DVD drive that can write DVDs. Mine does. If yours doesn't, you'll have to use one that does, or borrow a external DVD writer. So again, that's another prerequisite. You can essentially get away with not using the extras disk, so you can still follow this video and just skip over the extras disk portion of it on the PC and the Xbox, because it is just a little extra. It's just essentially the thing that we'll be covering in this video for the extras disk, because there's a lot of stuff on there, but the one thing we are covering is once you've done the hack, there's no sound on the Xbox menu. There's sound in a game, but just on the Xbox menu when you're just going through settings and whatnot, there's no sound when you're moving. That might not be a big deal to you, but if you do want that, you will need the extras disk. The extras disk is useful for other stuff as well, like swapping over, the hard drives. You'll need an application called Chimp, so it is good to have it. Next thing that we need to download is something called Explorer. So Explorer 360, and just go to here. Beta 6 is the latest version. Free download. No thanks. It should start downloading. Oh, there we go. There we go. See if I can cancel it. So yeah, I've already got it downloaded, hence the cancellation. But yeah, you will need that as well. So the next thing I want to mention is the USB stick. So you're going to be connecting a USB stick to your Xbox. If you've got a new one, it probably won't work, so you need an old one. So if you've got an old USB 2.0 stick, preferably low capacity, they're the ones that usually work, then that's what you need. Or, just go to something like eBay and type in USB 2.0 and USB 2.0 stick. So you want a low capacity USB 2.0, or something like that. Even 8 GB is way too much. The gigabyte might be fine, but again, you want something like that. You just want something generic, cheap, and that's what will work. Usually you want something high quality, expensive sometimes with hacks, but you just need something cheap. Another way that you can do it, I've read people doing it, is getting like a PSP and putting that into USB mode. I've read that works as well. Just bear in mind, when you use your USB stick, make sure you've got anything on there backed up, because it will 100% wipe it. So yeah, so now what we're going to do, we got all this stuff downloaded. We're going to come back to the computer in a second, but we're going to go to our Xbox, and I'm going to show you how to check if your USB stick is compatible. We can do a little compatibility check on the Xbox, and that is also part of the process because we need to format it on the Xbox. So yeah, I'll see you on the Xbox. So now what we're going to do is check if our USB stick is compatible and also formatted to the correct format. So first of all, like I just said on the PC part, you will need one of these cables. This end goes into the Xbox. This end is a female port, and this accepts the actual USB stick. I've got a old USB 2.0 stick right here that I will be using. So what you want to do is first plug these two in like so. Now we need to plug this in. You can plug it into any port, does not really matter. So we're going to plug it into the second port, put it to the side, and now what we want to do is go to memory. If you get this error, or no, this little warning saying memory unit, it might say 3A or 4A depending on what port you put it into. The memory unit you inserted isn't working correctly. Do not worry, this is good. This means it is compatible. It has been erased, so it just automatically erases it. So don't put it in there thinking you'll check compatibility and then back up. Make sure you back your stuff up first if there's something on there. So click OK. As you can see, it's appeared in controller 2. There's total number of blocks and available blocks. They match because there's nothing on there. Currently there's nothing on there yet, but if that happened, that's great, and that is the USB stick means it's compatible and it has been erased and formatted to the correct format. So what we need to do now, switch back to the PC and actually add some files onto the USB stick and do a couple of other things as well. So I'll see you on the PC portion now. Okay, so now in this computer portion, what we are going to do is actually add the saves to our newly formatted and confirmed USB stick. We've confirmed that it is compatible with our Xbox again. Get USB 2.0 when we got 4 small file with a small storage capacity and as old as possible. Realistically speaking, you should be good to go. You don't need much space on there. And we'll also be burning the extra disk. So we're gonna plug in the USB stick. This pops up, do not format it. That's good because it's been formatted to the proprietary Xbox format system, which is different. You know, Microsoft always trying to be different. Click cancel, that's okay. So now, actually, you know what? I'll close all these down. Do not need that, close that down. Okay, so what we need to do now is, close that down, yes. Okay, so first of all, we need to extract this right here. So we go to right click, extract all. I'm not going to do that because I want to extract the other thing as well. So just click extract. I usually find it starts off pretty slow, but then it speeds up after a few seconds. So I'm just going to have a little drink of water while we wait. Oh, that speed up has occurred. It has occurred. And then I find in the last 5 or 10 seconds, it slows down again. So it's obviously hitting some really big zip files now, or relatively big zip files, so it's just getting faster to extract it. Okay, just a few more seconds to go, and we should be done. There we go, we're done. Next, you want to extract this, so right click this, extract all, same thing, this will be quick. You know, you didn't even really see that pop-up, it was that small. We'll need the image burn after we've done this, but you know, while we're in the sort of process of just extracting and setting stuff up like this, we'll install this. So just double click it. If this pops up, just click yes, go to next, I accept, next, and really all you need is these two. You can have the other two if you really want them, but that's all you need. Click next. Yours will probably automatically default to the C drive. I've already got it installed. It's detected where my current installation is, by thinking maybe it's an update, for example. But yeah, I'm just going to click next, but you can browse and install it somewhere else. So next, next, and yeah. So this will be installed in a few seconds. We don't need this yet. We will need it soon, but not yet. Okie dokie. So close that down. Click finish. Now what we're going to do is go to Xbox Softmodding Tool Master. And in here, there's a lot of stuff. It seems very daunting. There's only 2 things that we really need to click on here. First of all, we need to click on the Build Softmod zip. So double click that. It will start doing all this creation of files. Okay, so next thing what you need is build xiso.bat. So just double click that. And this one will take a little bit longer, just bear that in mind. Okay, so actually one other thing I want to mention, let me close this down, is also recommend downloading WinRAR. So just download WinRAR as well. So you can go for 32-bit, but just download that. You know, just click the download button. Start downloading. I'm going to cancel it. It's just an exe. Open it and go through the installation process. It may be required to, you know, use these, you know, these build bat files, because mine did launch up WinRAR for it. It might just use the built-in, you know, the Windows zip thing. If it doesn't, just install WinRAR. So we got these 2 things created right here: the extra disk, which will be burning soon, and the Softmodding tool. So right click that, go to extract, and yeah, that is fine. It's in the Xbox Softmodding tool. Now in here, go to Softmod package, and this is what we need. So remember the link that I showed you where I was showing what games are supported. So here is where you need to figure out that. So this is 007, Mech Assault, 2 Splinter Cells, and I think the Tony Hawk's 4, and this one is required with all of them. So for me, it's this particular one, so Splinter Cell PAL version, so the UK version. Extract whatever version you need. Click extract, and there we go. Click extract on Softmod save as well, so you will always need this, plus your save, plus the save for your game. And in here, we got a U data. We need to add this to our USB stick, and we need to add this as well. So what I'll do is I'll cut it and I'll add it into the same folder just so it's there. So we need to add it. You might be thinking, how do we add it? Considering the USB stick, if we try and do that, it says you want to format it, and that is where this comes in, the Explorer 360. So open that, and nothing's appeared. Just go to open and go to hard drive or mem card. Click that, and then this will appear as partition 0. Select that. You gotta make sure you guys select it here. There'll be nothing here at the moment because you have not installed, copied anything over. So let's copy those 2 save files over. So you go to Xbox Softmodding tool, Softmod package, and I'll just put them all in here. So just copy them over. So you just gotta wait patiently. That one, the first one for me, which is Splinter Cell, is really quick because that's a small file, just that save it. Whereas this one, Softmod package, is a little slower, just because there's a lot more files on there. That's all it is. So once this is done, we'll be able to burn the extras disk. Okay, so that's done now, and we can actually close this down. We can eject it as well. Just make sure it's safely ejected. I haven't safely ejected yet. There we go. So we can unplug this. We're not going to go to our Xbox yet. There's still one more thing that we need to do, and that is go back. You know, this ISO right here, which, let me just increase the size of this, is that 618 megabytes. We need to burn that. So first of all, I'm going to insert a empty disk into my PC. So I'm using a DVD-R, so DVD-R single layer 4.7 gigabytes. So I'm gonna put that in like so. Just wait for the pop-up to come. We just need to close that. You'll just say, do you want to do something with the disk, because it's recognized it's an empty storage medium. It hasn't appeared yet. There we go. Oh, no pop-up is just this. Okay, so now what you want to do is open IMG Burn, click on it. If you click on it and it doesn't open straight away, just wait patiently. It takes a few seconds. So I remember the first time I used it quite a while ago, I thought, is it not opening? So I clicked it again. So now what you want to do, go to write image file to disk, select your drive. You may have more than one inside. I've got these 2, so that's the one with the DVD in there. Deselect verify, go to this browse for a file button, and so for me it is in here, and that ISO there, double click that and set write speed to 4, copies just 1. And what you want to do now is press this button. This will write to the disk. I'm not going to press it because I've already created an extra disk, but you just click that button and that will write to it. After a few minutes, once it's done, and it's successfully told you that it has completed, then take the disk out. We'll need that later on in this video. So that actually concludes everything for the PC portion of this. So we've got everything set up on our USB stick, on our extras disk, assuming you've just clicked the right button and it has successfully burnt. Now we're going to switch to our Xbox and do everything on the Xbox now, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I'll see you on the Xbox. So we are back on the Xbox portion. So make sure you go to memory. Make sure you've got the USB stick plugged into your Xbox using that adapter. We're going to copy over the files that we basically copied onto it. So the game for me, which was Splinter Cell, and the Softmod, package well. So just something that I want to note is if you have issues, what I would with the Softmod package not appearing or not copying over, recommend going back to Explorer and copying each folder one by one because I selected all the folders. That did fail for me sometimes. So just select one folder, the game folder, drag it onto Explorer as you did, before in the PC portion. Select the actual Softmod package folder, which is like 2.1 something. Copy that manually, and if it won't let you manually copy or anything like that, what I recommend is taking the USB stick out, putting it into your computer, out of the Xbox, plug it into your computer, and format it as like FAT32, something like that, just default. Plug it back into the Xbox, have it detect it and erase it, and then just restart that process again. If you do have that issue, if you can't solve it, feel free to pop me a message. So go to Controller 2, and searching for save games, got the 2 right here. So if we go onto here, and so just click that. So again, that's something to bear in mind. You don't want this part selected. Let me focus in a bit more. You don't want this selected. You're going to press right, so this little thing is selected. Click that, click copy, select the Xbox hard disk. This will start copying over. The actual Softmod package takes a little bit longer just because it's got more files and it is bigger. Now what you want to do is go back, go to Splinter Cell again, not this part. You want to click right, and you want to have this little logo selected. So click A, press A again on copy, select your Xbox hard disk, copy it over, and to confirm, if we go back, go to the Xbox hard disk, and there we go. So it is right there. So now what we need to do is actually hack our console. To do that, you need to get the game. So for me, it is Splinter Cell, European version. Splinter Cell works great. I actually bought it recently from CEX. Probably see the logo right there. Yeah, for £1.50. You probably get for like a couple of dollars in America, maybe even cheaper with the exchange rates these days. So yeah, if you got CEX local, just go there. These old games, they give you hardly any money and they sell them for hardly anything. But if you go online, you'll probably easily pay a couple of quid anyway, maybe for more than that, and you'll have to wait. Whereas CEX is very cheap, so it is good for old game CEXs. So now what you want to do is put your game, whatever game you have chosen, into your Xbox. I'm sure you know how to do that. Okay, so let's go back. It just will automatically launch up the game, which is fine, which is good even. And what we essentially need to do now is launch up the save file. So obviously, depending on the game, it might vary. It will vary, but you basically want to get to the bit. Let me just skip all this. You want to get to the bit where you can actually launch up a save file. So whatever game you're using, just get to that section. So for Splinter Cell, let it load up. We'll get to a menu. Let me focus in. And for Splinter Cell start game, probably something similar for your other games. The profile will appear there. Linux. If you have another one, maybe you already played the game. You want to select the Linux one, so click A, and then you want to click checkpoints or whatever it is. Just click A again. You'll see on your Xbox if the actual light, if you can see down there, turns red. Hard to see. On your Xbox instead of green, that's actually good. That's not an error. So he says, "Thank you for choosing the Xbox Softmodding tool. Now just press A." And so it's extracting it onto it. Again, just wait patiently. And this is hacking and soft modding your Xbox. It's actually not too difficult. Let me focus in a bit. Let's see if I can get a lighter view. You should be able to see that fine, to be fair. And as always, if you are having any problems or you have any questions, feel free to pop me a message and I will do my best to help you out. And even if I can't, there's probably somebody else in the community that's had the problem or in their mind has the solution. So don't think, oh, it's it's a waste of time commenting. Feel free to comment. And if you got feedback, like if you don't like the video, feel free to comment as well. But put a thumbs up. I want honest feedback, but I do prefer the thumbs up. But the honesty is good. So yeah, it says your EEPROM backup will be placed in eBackups EEPROM. Copy the EEPROM folder to your PC once the dashboard has loaded and keep it safe. So we need to remember that. So it's in eBackups EEPROM. Click I understand. It's required to create a new HDD. Blah blah blah. Click I understand. And so now. Okay, so it says now I need to restart the Xbox. So when you see the green flubber animation, take the disk out. So I'm going to go to the Xbox. I'm going to press A. So when the animation comes up, I'm going to eject the disk. Now, there we go. Close the tray. So the light is orange, that's fine. You can actually change that later on. So yeah, you just gotta just wait for a few more things to complete for the Softmod to successfully do its thing. Okay, so that's it. It's actually all hacked now. So this isn't the menu system that you all remember. So go to System, go to Skins, and go to Default. Press A again. And so this is the menu system that you all know and love. As you can probably hear, there are no sound effects at the moment. So we'll be fixing that in a second. Before that, go to settings. You might also notice if you look in the corners of the TV, it's kind of cut off. This always happens. So go to settings. So from the start, so at the start, you go system, settings, screen calibration, and now just start doing this to the point where you can't see the white anymore. Like so. Now if you press the right trigger, we can start doing the right side and the bottom part of it. Okay, so now that's it. Press A to save, press B. As you can see, you can fully see it now, so that is good. Before we actually fix that other problem of ours, the audio, again, from start, go to System, go to File Explorer. Remember, from the E drive, you might think, what are all these other ones? It's just partitions of the main hard drive. So you want to go to the E drive, Backups, EEPROM. So we actually need to back this up. So this needs to be backed up. So what I'll show you is in a separate video is actually how to back up the EEPROM because you need a FTP connection for that. So watch that video directly afterwards because this video is pretty long as it is, but you will make sure you have this backed up, this little bad boy. So okay, so what we need to do now is from here to get out of it, you need to press the back button on your console and we need to insert our Xbox extras disc that we burnt earlier on. So I've got it right here, so just insert this in. And from the start, go all the way up, click launch disk. So it's just launching up the extras disk. Okay, so from here, this looks like that old menu system. This is just what it looks like. There's a bunch of stuff. You can store different applications, the DVD to Xbox, so you can basically get a your original Xbox game and copy it onto the hard drive. A bunch of like EEPROM backup as well. So we'll be backing all that up. There's different dashboards, homebrew. Feel free to install these game mods, and there's the advanced menu as well. So in here you can do some pretty cool stuff as well. So you can update it. You can There's some advanced apps as well, which we don't need at the moment. There's some tools as well. There's a file manager, etc. So what you want to do is go to dashboards, go to MS dashboards, go to stock MS-5960. So click that, click install, and it says, yeah, total size is 138 megabytes. That's fine. Click. Yeah, say it's about a cleanup. It's not going to delete anything. That's fine. Don't worry. Your files, your saves will be fine. So just click that. Just wait patiently. So it says install the audio. We definitely want this. So click A again. Let's wait patiently for this to fully install over. Again, it is just a waiting game now. And almost there. So this is the bit that I was saying earlier in the video. If you don't have a DVD drive to hand, you can technically skip it just because there's no sound on the Xbox menu system when you're going up and down the settings. But when you actually get into a game, it sounds fine. So it's not the end of the world. So click A, and we're done. So we can click B again, and from here, just we need to actually get out of the what's it called, the Xbox Softmodding tool. So just eject the disk. So I'm turning the volume up so you can hear sound now, and there are sound effects. So that is pretty darn cool. Okay, so there's actually a couple more things to do. Let me focus on the screen. There we go. So there's a couple more things to do. I'm gonna mute the audio just so you can't hear that. There's a couple more things to do. You want to go to applications. So right at the start, applications. Go to NK patcher settings, and just let this load up. And in here, there's actually a lot of features in here, but there's only one that we're interested in at the moment. So feel free to take a look at all the different ones. You can change the fan speed, you can check out the different partitions, you can check out different LED colors. So that's some pretty darn cool stuff. You can change video mode as well. You can do all a bunch of different things. What we're interested in is the EEPROM. So go on to that, go down and go to advanced features. And what you want to do is go to hard drive for the first option and go to no key. So click that and you'll say this process will unlock your HDD, zero the EEPROM, and then relock the HDD to the new key. This is a foolproof process, blah blah blah. It's just the warning, click A. And so that's the master password, team assembly. Make sure you take a screenshot. They'll make a note. This is just so in case you ever need to get the data off it and you need to plug it in, you might ask you for a password into like some other device. So click A. That's fine. Just does a little bit of a reboot off on this NK patcher settings. It's initializing. That's fine. Just wait patiently. Do some knocking the HDD. Okay, so that is all done now. So that's unlocked and locked the EEPROM is null the key. That's all good. Now we can exit this and you can just continue using the Xbox. Like I said, I was going to show you how to back up the EEPROM in a separate video. It's actually a pretty important thing to do just in case the Xbox drive for some reason messes up, because the actual drive is locked to your Xbox. If you have the EEPROM backed up, you can overcome some sort of problem like that. So I want to show you how to do that right now. So what we need to do is we need to actually so we need to get out of here. So it says press at the bottom LT, RT, so the two triggers, and the black button. So press both of them, black and back. And it's going to exit. You can turn the console off and then turn it back on if you want to go down that route as well. So what you need to do to be able to back up the EEPROM is you need to be able to connect up your Xbox to your computer, or potentially your router, for example, but generally your computer, using a Ethernet cable. So you need an Ethernet cable port on your computer and on your Xbox as well. So I've already got it connected up to my computer. I'm just going to connect it to the Xbox. So there we go. And what you'll notice in the bottom right, the IP was gone to zeros, but now it's changed to this. That's what we need. Make sure you make a note of that. For me, it's just a local address, but it's 192.168.0.122. Again, make a note of that. We're going to need that in a second. So now what we want to do, because I did say earlier in this video, well, we are done with the computer portion, but we are not. We are moving back to the computer, and you need to make sure you make a note of that address. So let's switch back to the PC. So now that we are back onto the computer portion, what we need to do is back up the EEPROM. So first of all, you need to Google WinSCP. So you can use another FTP client. We are using it via FTP. Feel free. This is a good one. It is free and it works really well. So click the download button. The download will start in a second. It's about 10 megabytes. So I'm going to cancel it because I've already got it downloaded. So that's that done. Now what you need to do is, let me minimize this, is install it. So just double click your WinSCP. Click yes. And accept it. You won't have this pop up because I've already got it installed, but you just select a destination and just install it as you normally would anything else. That's almost done. Okay, so now launch up WinSCP. Once that launches up, and he already knows what I want to do, but we'll do that in a second. What you want to do now is go to session, new session, and from here, let's go to new site, select FTP, and basically you want it the same as this. You want no encryption. You want the host name to be that IP address. So 192 for me, .168. Do not copy mine because yours might be different. If it's the same, that's fine. But make sure you get it from your Xbox. You appear on the front section. Make sure you got port 21. And for the username and the password, you might be thinking, what's that? How do you know? You just type in Xbox, and the password is also Xbox. I recommend saving this as well. I've already got to save, but save it just so it's easy for you to do for next time. So just click login, you'll connect to it. It's connected. Remember, in the E drive, go to backups, and that's it right there. You want to right click that, just click download, and it's asking you where you would like to download it to. I'm going to go to my desktop, and then I'm going to download it there. So click OK, and there you go. It has now downloaded it. So it's got all these files. What I would highly recommend that you back this up in a few different locations. So what I did, I zipped it up, put it on a USB stick. I emailed it myself, and I put it on my Google Drive as well. So highly recommend that you do that. That you keep it somewhere. Again, this is a precaution. Hopefully, you will never need it. It's like insurance. You don't want it. You don't want to pay for it. You don't want to do it. You don't want any of it. But if the time comes that you do need it, you are so thankful that you do have it. So yeah, so that is it. If you have any questions, that's the entire hacking video done. You've got your Xbox hacked. You can store homebrew on it. You can store applications. You can play backup games. I'm gonna cover that in a separate video, so stay tuned to that. But if you do have any questions, feel free to pop me a message. And as usual, I look forward to seeing you in the next awesome, greatest, super duper ultimate video ever. See ya.